Hello, and welcome to another episode of Man Cave Movies. I'm your host, DeGarian Andrews. This is my man cave, and these are my movies. If you haven't noticed by now, I am wearing my tuxedo shirt, and that is in honor of the wedding that almost wasn't. If you haven't guessed by now, I'm referring to the wedding of Lance Sullivan and Mia Morgan in the 1999 film The Best Man, directed by Malcolm D. Lee and starring a who's who of Black Hollywood at the time. I'm talking Morris Chestnut, Taye Diggs, Neil Long, Sanaa Lathan, Terrence Howard, and many, many, many more. So sit back, relax, or get yourself to the nearest chapel as I discuss the betrayal, loyalty, and secrets of the best man. Stay with us. Welcome back to Man Cave Movies. I'm your host, DeGarian Andrews, and today we are discussing the 1999 Malcolm D. Lee directed film, The Best Man. Now, before the break, I said that I would be discussing the betrayal, the loyalty, and the secrets of the film, and I plan on doing just that. We're going to dive right into the secret of the film. If you have not seen this movie, this might be a great time to pause this podcast, go view the film, and come back because I am about to drop a major spoiler. So, the biggest secret in the film is Mia, played by Monica Calhoun, sleeps with Harper Stewart, played by Taye Diggs. You may be wondering, what's the big deal? Why is that such a big secret? It's because Mia is about to be married to Lance in a few days, and guess what? Harper Stewart is Lance's best friend, and he's also the best man in the wedding. Big secret. At first, the secret only belonged to Mia and Harper, but then Harper has the bright idea to write a book about their friend circle in college, and he adds this sexual romp or liaison into the book. Why would anyone do that is beyond me. So now the secret will not only be between Harper and Mia, but when the book is released, the entire world will know. However, before the book was released, it got passed around their friend circle to everyone except Mia and Lex. So, good friend Jordan Armstrong, played by Neil Long, has read the book because she's a journalist and she also has a thing for Harper. Quentin Spivey has read the book, played by Terrence Howard, and Julian has read the book, who's played by Harold Perrineau. So, as the friends piece this thing together, the secret is eventually revealed. Harper has slept with Mia, who is his best friend's fiance, soon to be wife. We'll get into more after this break. Stay with us. Okay, thank you and welcome back to Man Cave Movies. I'm your host, DeGarian Andrews. Now that I have given you a snippet of the big secret in the film, let's talk about the betrayal. Let's talk about Mia's betrayal of Lance and also Harper's betrayal of Lance. Like I said, I've already explained the relationship with you. It is my belief that Mia betrayed Lance big time. And I know those of you who have seen this film and love it the way I do are probably saying, wait, hold up, DeGarian. Lance was a big and he deserved everything that Mia gave him for around with everything in a skirt. I get it. I understand. And I've often went back and forth with this notion. However, I feel like had Mia just went out and, as the kids say today, got her lick back with some random stranger, I probably would not feel like it was that big of a betrayal. But because she sought out her boyfriend's best friend, seduced him, and slept with him, I feel like that was a major betrayal. And I know some women that may watch this, some men that may watch this may say, well, that's a double standard. If you hit me, you cannot tell me how hard to hit you back. You can't tell me how low below the belt to go. I just feel like it was a betrayal of all the men she could have slept with. Even if she had slept with Julian or if she had slept with Quentin, it would not have felt like so much of a betrayal. But the fact that it was Harper, it felt like the ultimate betrayal. Please don't crucify me in the comments. I also think that Harper betrayed Lance as well for obvious reasons. It was his best friend, and you're sleeping with your best friend's woman. And then you, for all of these years, you harbor this deep, dark secret. These two people are about to be married, and you still would not have told them if the book didn't get passed around your friend group and Lance hadn't got a hold of it. You were going to let this lie live on. And it was even more that you said they would have been in marital bliss by the time the book was supposed to have come out. It kind of feels like a setup, like, hey, let's get them down the aisle into the altar. And then after they're married, if the book comes out and Lance puts two and two together, hey, no big deal. They're already married. That is the ultimate betrayal. That's the ultimate betrayal, I feel. There were also other betrayals in the film that I like to touch on. Most notably, the Quentin character played by Terrence Howard. And we are a friend group, and we have this bond through thick and thin. I also consider blackmailing a betrayal, and I feel like through the film, Terrence Howard's character Quentin blackmails Harper. He holds things over his head about Jordan for one. He holds things over his head about the book. It's just a lot of betrayal going on in this friend circle. Now, it is just a movie and it makes for a very, very entertaining film. But in real life, and by today's standards, all of these friends, in my opinion, would be considered toxic. And I would like to reiterate and preface this podcast with The Best Man is one of my absolute favorite films. So I am not judging the film. I am not berating the film or belittling the film because I love it. I'm just pointing out things that I noticed over the years that I may or may not have agreed with when I was younger, but now I see things more clearly. We will get into the loyalty part of this podcast when we return. Stay with us. You're watching Man Cave Movies. Thank you for staying with me for this episode of Man Cave Movies, where I am discussing the 1999 film The Best Man. So we have gone over the betrayal. We have gone over the secrets. So let's talk about the loyalty in the film. Now, the word loyalty normally has a positive connotation. I think most people will agree, but I'm not so sure that the loyalty displayed in this film was that positive. And let me give you some examples of loyalty. Jordan Armstrong is very loyal to Mia. That's her best friend. And I say she was loyal because she knew that Mia had slept with Harper. Mia told her. She even tried to get details because she had a thing for Harper, which is it's really weird when you look at it because Mia slept with Harper, but Jordan had a thing for Harper and completely pushed aside the fact that Mia had slept with him. It was just a really, really weird dynamic, and she was loyal to a fault, I would say. Um, there was also loyalty between not Lance, but Harper and Jordan. Because like I said, Jordan knew she could have blown up Harper's spot because she wanted him. She could have told Robin, who was Harper's girlfriend, but she was loyal to him as well. So everyone that knew about this secret, I would say, was pretty much loyal to Harper. And I guess my question is, if you are in a friend group and there's this same exact situation is playing out, where would your loyalty end? Now, I don't think I could have a best friend about to get married to his fiance, and I know that she has slept with another one of our best friends. I don't think that I could have that on my conscience. and then in good faith stand as a groomsman in his wedding. My basic human decency would not allow me to do that. So I would rather expose the truth than have someone living a lie. And that's just my take on it. Because I would hate for my friend to come to me and say, did you know this before I got married? Or how long have you known? And then I have to share that sad truth. Oh, yeah, I knew you before you got married. I knew for quite some time. As a man, I could not look my friend in the eye and do that. So I'm curious to know what you guys' thoughts are in the comments. Do you think the friends that knew should have informed Lance? Or do you think silence is golden in this situation and it's not up to you to share that information? I also have a few more questions and a few more thoughts. After everything played out in the film, and we see that Lance and Harper kind of make amends, would you or could you be capable of staying friends with someone that did that to you, committed the ultimate betrayal? And I know they were not married in college. And like I said, I know that Lance but I mean, he loved her. So would you have stayed friends with Harper? And I don't think I could have. As a matter of fact, I'm certain I would not have. Now, had he come to me in college and said, this is what happened, blah, 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 XYZ, maybe, probably would have had to fight him, but I think we could have gotten past that. But the way he did it and then had the audacity to put it in a novel that you are about to release to the masses, that's the ultimate diss. And then after all of that, you have the audacity, you have the to propose at my reception. After you've caused this whole thing, you have the audacity to propose at my reception. So there's some pretty audacious people in this movie, in this beautifully directed, beautifully acted, beautifully written movie. This film is definitely a conversation starter. And I'll leave you with this because for those of you who don't know, there's The Best Man, which was released in 1999. There is The Best Man Holiday, which was released in 2013. And there is The Best Man, The Final Chapters, which was a series that was released, I believe, in 2022. I have not seen The Best Man since The Best Man Holiday was released. I'm able to talk about it like I am, and I'm so knowledgeable about it because I've seen it so many times, but I have not been able to watch it since the second one was released. And that is because of the death of one of the main characters. Now, if you haven't seen part one, I also don't want to spoil part two for you. So I'll just say the death of the main character. I won't let you know which character it was, but I am curious to know if you think that what what happened to that character was, how do you feel about the death of that character? And why do you think that Malcolm D. Lee chose to kill that character? Because I went to the red carpet premiere in Atlanta when the film was released, and I saw the film with the cast, and he said then that the studio fought tooth and nails with him not to kill this character, and he did it anyway. So I'm just curious to know, you can drop it in the comments why you think that Malcolm killed that character, because I have my thoughts, but I don't want to share them just yet. Maybe in the comments, if someone agrees with me or shares the same sentiments or thoughts, I'll let you know what I'm thinking. But thank you so much for continuing to watch my podcast. Subscribe, like, comment. I read every single one. Your support does not go unnoticed, and I don't take it for granted. So stay with me on this journey. We're getting bigger and we're getting better with every episode. Again, this is Man Cave Movies. I'm your host, DeGarian Andrews. See you next time.